Hey, good evening. I'm BC Moore, and I'm simply here to just talk about various sports topics and things that I've explored that I want to talk about that everybody ain't talking about. Okay, so let's get into the sports world. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Olympics, specifically Simone Biles. Now, what I've found is that a lot of sports jocks have been very, very, very down on Simone Biles getting out of what she felt like was a situation that was causing her a major problem. And if we're looking at sports from a wide range of how we look at sports, most times when a person doesn't want to compete, either they're injured or they just don't feel comfortable at that time. She didn't feel comfortable with her mental capacity to do her job, which is as a sports gymnast, do her job to the highest level. Now let's look back in retrospect. Simone Biles is the greatest sports gymnast Olympian, maybe the sports Olympius that has ever done it. So that said, why is everybody beating her up? I mean, from a realistic standpoint, she's done everything that she's supposed to do. But now that she doesn't feel comfortable doing what everybody expects her to do is win gold, 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 what she did way back in 2016, now all of a sudden it's a problem. I say that young swimmer who's in, I don't know, Iowa, say the same thing, it's no problem. But because, and this is my opinion, she's an athlete from the African American community that says she can't do it now, all of a sudden she's letting America down. No, she's not letting America down. What she's doing is expressing her concerns of what she feels like she can't do to the 100% capacity that she's done it in the past. And I really feel like a lot of people, including all of these sports and analysts, have beaten her up for. And it's unfair, it's unjust, and it's, to be totally honest with you, whack. Because she's done everything that a sports Olympiad has never done, number one. And I feel like she's getting beat up because everybody was expecting her to win gold. And that said, she's done above and beyond what she's supposed to do. So for everybody out there who feels like she hasn't done what they wanted her to do, or win gold, make America look great, well, let's just think about what the African community has done in sports in general. We've played to the highest degree of everything that we've been put in front of us in terms of not the resources when we were young, not the ability to be able to go out and compete at a high level because of the lack of resources. Here's an inner city girl who was foster care because her parents couldn't afford to take care of her anymore. She had the foster care community, and I just know bits and pieces on the whole story, but the bottom line is she's competed at a level that none of us can't even imagine competing at. And even if we wanted to compete at that level, she did more than surpass that. So before we start beating up young black Americans for not showing up as quote unquote they say, she showed up, she showed out in 16, and in 2021, after the Olympics were canceled in 20 because of the pandemic, she's not only held her own but yet showed her grace and showed her commitment to take care of herself. This is very important. We can't sit back and say to ourselves, "Oh well, she didn't win the gold. She didn't." No, that's not the issue. The issue is more of she's done more for gymnastics to help other young people, whether they of any color, to be the best they can be, and make sure that they take care, and more importantly, to make sure that they've done and can do their job at 100% or more ability, and allow herself to be the best she can be. She came back, got on the beam, she won a bronze. To me, that's a great feat. After not competing, didn't leave her teammates hanging, talked to all of them, let them know where she was at, but yet she got ridiculed for this. To me, that's a disgrace. If our country is so great as we say it is, then they should look at the big picture. You put a pressure on one person to do such a great job, but yet they're trying to do the best they can, and we still beat them up. What does that say for us as, or our community in terms of when we look at sports talk shows, sport radio shows, all these shock jocks who've never competed in a game in their life or sucked when they were in school, getting mad at her because she did the best she could. At the end of the day, I commend Simone Biles. I think that she's done everything that a person needs to do to compete at the highest level that she's been put on that platform to do, that she's actually raised that platform because she did it at a high level. And when she says she can't do it, now we're going to beat her up. That's not the way things go. That's not the way things should go. At the end of the day,